What it is, guys, it's your Dino. We're back at again with another review, and this one is for the DLC of Forspoken in Tanta. We trust. The DLC comes out on Friday. I had early access, I've played it, and we'll get straight into the accessibility by saying it's exactly the same as the previous iteration from the actual main game. So it's solid, it's great, it's done a really good job. Then we'll jump into the next one. As you guys know, I like to cover them all. We'll jump straight into that one, which is the customization. Customization is okay. You can do talismans this time because this is set before the events of Frey's timeline. It is set in the past before the events of the Hunters going crazy. It's set during the height of the Reddick War. Now, if you've played the first game, you'll know that there was a war between two nations, the nation of Athia and the nation of Redda, and it ultimately led to the Reddick War culmination with the events of the break. Now, as we know, that the break is something that happens in the Frey timeline and has happened, and you will learn more about that if you've played the game, or go watch my review for the main game before. Now, the gameplay is good, can't fault it on it. They've done a really good job of it. It plays just as good as Forspoken did, but ultimately it's just a threadbare DLC. The gameplay is a maximum of 3 hours. That's what I got out of it. I streamed for 6 hours. I did this yesterday. There will be a link to the live of it. There is a timestamp on it as well. It starts from the start the stream to about 3 hours in, and you guys can watch that part if you want. Now, I tried to stretch it out as much as I could, and even at 3 hours, I don't feel like it's worth the money that they're charging for it. Even if you have the deluxe edition, I don't think that the price of the deluxe edition warrants the additional cost for the DLC. DLC should have been given to everyone for free, in my opinion, because it feels like it should have been part of the base game. Now, the gameplay is great, but the fact that it's very threadbare and is just a setup for not only what happens in Frey's timeline, but the possibility of a second game or a third game if this game had done well, is sad and anticlimactic, because I don't know if anyone knows, but the team that built this game, Luminous Productions, were shut down and absorbed back into the Square Enix production teams that they have. And that's a sad thing, because I personally enjoyed Forspoken. I know that it wasn't well received, but I felt like it was a fun game to play. Now, recommendations for the people to play it is anyone who enjoyed Forspoken or is looking for something that is a great experience of live usage of Unreal Engine 5 and pushing an Unreal to the best that it could be, because that's what this was originally as showcased as Project Ithaca, which was a technical demo of how great Unreal 5 was. And it is good, don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed playing it. The game style was really good, and I think that given the opportunity, this game should have come to every platform. I think it would have done better, and there would have been a more chance of there being a sequel if it had come to every platform: Xbox, PlayStation, PC. And if they could have got it to run on a Switch or the Switch 2, then at a later date make it on the Switch 2. Now, as we enter into my final thought, I will disclose that yes, on screen you will be seeing spoilers for the DLC, but if you don't want to know that, just go and minimize the video and just listen to my voice. And ultimately, in my opinion for the DLC, is that whilst it was fun to play, and I know that my community enjoyed the experience, I was ultimately left feeling disappointed and sour grapes, knowing that Luminous Productions, the team behind this, are no more. So unless Square Enix or another company decide to pick up Forspoken 2 to make it or to finance it, we'll never see a second one because Luminous Productions are no more. And it left me with this bittersweet enjoyment of the DLC that it was. It's one of those where you know that this is the last hurrah of this company because they're not even around anymore. Now, I'm one of these. I like to experience the game and go into it with an open mind. I always experience any DLCs or any games I play for review with an unbiased personal opinion. I play it, I base it on my internal markings that I give games, whether it's fun to play, whether I can play it for a long period of time, or I want to go back and play it. Now, overall, it was fun to play. I probably wouldn't go back and play it outside of just collecting trophies if I wanted to finish off collecting trophies for a game. But ultimately, it's not one that has a lot of replayability, in my opinion. It's a one and done, but that doesn't mean it should be overlooked because it is a very good playthrough. Now, given the fact that the Luminous Productions team are no more, this entire end scene that they give you with the foreshadowing of there are other things out there that Prey can go and discover and could have more adventures with is bittersweet for me, because it feels like they had so much in mind for this world, this universe, and this possible franchise that they were trying to create. It was cut down in its prime because it received negative reviews from people who probably blasted through it on easy to get the game done so they could get their review out as quick as possible, or they were just not looking to enjoy it. They'd already made up their preconceptions of the game and just review bombed it. Now, I don't like the way that the industry is set up right now, where they will give a pass to a game like Tears of the Kingdom for running at subpar resolutions and frame rates, but will review bomb games because they just don't like the platform that they're on, or they don't like the company that is behind the production team. There is too much personal opinion tied to reviews nowadays, and I feel like this game is an example of personal opinions being reflected in a review. A review should be analytical, and from my analytical opinion, it's a good DLC, but it's not worth its money. Wait till it comes on sale, pick it up then, save yourself a lot of money, and enjoy the last hurrah of Luminous Productions, because sadly they are no longer around and probably won't ever actually have a callback to an end credit screen again. And that's a sad thing, because they did an amazing job working with Unreal and making a universe that was all its own. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment and share, and let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.